Hey guys, welcome back. This video, I am planning on finishing the space duel. It is Sunday morning. I have to do more painting out in the shop, but I'm waiting for stuff to warm up. I actually have the car outside right now. But now that I got the space duel working last night, I want to get it finished up. We got to wire the control panel. We have to mount the monitor, which there are no current holes drilled in the new piece of wood for the monitor. So I have to figure out the distance that the monitor needs to be mounted. We're probably going to have to make a new screen surround, the cardboard surround that goes around the monitor. I believe I have the old one, but I think it's nasty. But I have new board to make new ones, right behind me actually. I have to fix a couple wires on the edge connector. Which I'm going to have to repin those, I believe. I don't have the exact pins I think I need for that edge connector. I'm not sure, actually. So I might use these styles, which should work just fine. A lot of people have asked me over the years, or over the past 6-8 months, where did I get these trays from? It's a company called Jameco, JAMECO.com. If you go on there, you can buy these individually. They come in sections with 20 drawers per section, and you can buy them individually. The first one I ever bought from them was an actual axial capacitor kit. And it came with a bunch of different size axial capacitors, which are the ones with the legs coming out of each side. And that was the first one I ordered as a kit with those, and it came with those. And then I ordered 1, 2, 3, 4 individual ones that were not populated with anything. They come with labels. They also come with separators. So you get drawer separators that you can put in any spot you want. Labels you can write on what's in the drawers. And they've worked out really good and they're really sturdy. These are like a hard plastic. They're not real spongy like those. Some of those you get at Home Depot and Lowe's. So I've been real happy with those. Also, if you guys are interested in t-shirts, go to our website called slightlyunhinged84.com. And you can order a shirt. Slowly, more and more shirts are going to be put up on the website. Not only can you get shirts for Troy's Restoration, but you can get, basically, if you want a custom shirt, send us a message. If you know somebody that, I don't know, that always says something stupid or says something that they always repeat and you want to buy them a shirt that says that, we can make that for you. If you want to make custom shirts for somebody's birthday or Christmas or holidays, Thanksgiving, Halloween, whatever, send us a message on the website and we can do it. We're everything's made in the USA. Shirts, we make everything. Not the shirts, but they come from the USA. But all the prints and everything are made. They are direct to film print, which is basically pretty much the same thing as screen printing without the mess. So if you guys are interested in shirts, once again, it is slightlyunhinged84.com. Check it out. Like I said, over the next several months, there'll be more and more stuff added slowly. You might only see something, 1 or 2 things new. But if you're looking for something, make sure you send a message and we can help you out. We're definitely not the cheapest t-shirts you can buy, but you're going to get quality. They're thick. They're not thin. They're not going to, the sizes are normal sizes. You don't buy a XXX and it's like a large, which a lot of the cheap places, you'll buy a XXX shirt and it's skin tight because their sizes are all off because it's just cheap, so they're thick material. Gildan, I think, is what we're using right now. But all right, so let's get back to the space duel. I want to get going on that. Last night when I was on the phone with Jason, we were on the phone for over an hour trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with that thing. We finally figured out, but I had changed a 7805, this creates the 5 volts on his board. I actually popped this one out and put a new one in because we were like, screw it, try it. See if the 7805 for some reason is bad, and it wasn't. So this is still good. I'm going to throw this back in my drawer with the other 7805s that I have. If I could find where they go. 7806. I guess I can do this later. I just like to try to put things away, because if I stop putting things away, then all of a sudden I have a big mess again. I don't know where the heck I pulled this from yesterday. Well, I'll do that after. There's 7806. Here it is, 7805. Third one back. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I have a piece of paper and a pen here. I am going to go on and I have the schematics on my phone here, and we need to know the wire colors of where the buttons go, because I just have them all laying out and nothing's labeled, so I need to know what's where. So I'm going to go through the schematic here and just take my wire colors, and like this is fire 1. Black is obviously our ground. They're all going to have a black, and we're not, that's easy. So I know that fire 1 is orange. Okay, now we're going to go to thrust 1. And that color is, looks like it just says brown, BN. All right, and now we're going to go to rotate right. I could just go off my phone, but if I have it written on a piece of paper, it's just a little bit easier to look at. Rotate right 1 is white and gray. And we got to rotate left. Number 1. This is player 1. That one is going to be white and violet. All right, so then we have our shield. Player 1. And that is going to be green, GN. All right. The only thing I'm a little confused on is the start buttons. I guess S1 is maybe player 1, and then there's an S3, which I find that kind of stupid. Why would they do that? But I don't know. So let's say looks like blue. Start 1. I guess worst case scenario, I gotta switch the wire. Is blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there 5 per side? Must be. Plus the start button, I think. Okay, so that's the player 1 side, and I don't know if the control panel is labeled player 1 and player 2. I honestly haven't paid enough attention to really know. So now we're going to go to fire 2. Looks like white and yellow. Thrust 2 is white and orange. Rotate right. 2 is white and red. Rotate left. 2 white and brown. Shield 2. White and black. And then, well, I'm going to say S3 is start 2. Why is this? There's a, oh, you know what? There's only one start button. There's a select button and a start button. That's the difference. So this, the one that's white and blue is select. Okay, there's only one start button. So basically, there's 4 things on the game you could select. You know, player 1, player 2, and so on. So select is blue, and that makes my life easier now. So then start is, okay, no, I'm sorry. Start is blue, select, so start is blue. Select is white and green. So now I have my whole list of wiring so that we can transfer over from the old leaf switches to newer leaf switches. I think they're used, but they're still newer. All my wires onto the control panel. So we can get that done. So we got to wire the control panel. We need to mount the monitor. Make a new screen bezel. I got to get the piece of glass from the shop. Fix the marquee light. I think the marquee light is the starter. It's flickering, which I believe is S2 maybe. I have to take it out and look. We have to fix the edge connector. I think I'm going to start making notes per video. Then I have like a little bit more of a guide to go off of. I need to mount the PCB. I think that's about it. Locks. Yeah, we're close, really. I can't think of anything else. Oh, lower speakers. So we got to put the lower speakers in. I need some longer screws for those. And I think that should wrap the game up. Adjust the monitor. I want to do that before I put the monitor in because it's way easier to do it on with the controls right next to me. I'm actually going to take a flathead screwdriver out there with me. And I think that's going to be it, guys. So let's go out there and finish up Space Duel. Can't think if there's anything else right now. I guess if I find something, I'll write it down. Okay, first thing I want to do is see if I can get these pins out of this edge connector and get some new ones put in. The PCB, I think I'm just going to grab a couple PCB mounts and just mount it right there. Yeah, I was trying to get these out yesterday and I could not get them out, even with the tool. Even with this little tool that's supposed to slide behind it and pop them free. They do not want to come out. But I need to put the Especially these two grounds got to go back on. So I might have to mangle these things getting them out. Don't know. I cut them thinking that I could just slide them out easy, but they do not want to come out. What the hell? Got one. I think these new prongs will work. I might just hook the 5 volts back up. Jason says it does not matter if that other one, the AR2, screws up or not. Or if it's running dual voltage, he says it does not hurt it. These are a hair wider. Just hoping I can get them to slide in. Got it in. Don't know that I like the way it's in there. Should be okay. Should be okay. I think I'm gonna leave the 5 volts out because I don't really care for the way these are fitting in there. They're cut. They're not going to do anything. I'll just kind of stick them into the harness here. Easier said than done. This is going to be a long video today. When I go to change the buttons and stuff, I'm going to just kind of fast forward that part. There, those are just tucked in there, out of the way. But I'm going to leave the little nubs hanging out of the connector. All right, I think that actually fits decent. Better than I thought. Okay, now we got to put the monitor on it so we can adjust it. I adjusted it a little too big yesterday. And I'm going to go grab some PCB mounts real quick and put these guys back in the drawer. All right, so I'll put the monitor on the stool, adjust it, unplug the monitor, slide the monitor in from the front side, and then we can mount the PCB. So always takes a minute to warm up. I just wonder if I should put it into test mode. I don't want it on that mode. Okay. I don't want it on that screen. What the hell? I wanted it to go to the grid screen. My flyback's up too high. Okay. Yeah, I have it way too big. All right, that's pretty good there. I think that's good there. All right, so now I can take it out of test mode. All right, so now we have the monitor adjusted. Mess with the focus a hair. There we go. Man, that thing was fuzzy. Fuzzy wuzzy. All right, so now we can unplug this. I'm gonna scoot it around the front, get it slid in place. I believe the colors look pretty good. You know what? Let's check that. Maybe the colors are not good. Try not to zap myself. It's green. I think that's pretty good there. Maybe a hair brighter, which there is a bright adjustment knob on the neck as well. Because you got to be a little bit bright because you're going to shine through a black screen. So that looks good there. Hard to see in the camera right now. It looks washed out because the overhead lights are making it look washed out. So now we're going to turn it off. Unplug it. Move it around the front. Player 1 is the red side on the control panel. There is a cooling fan on here on this monitor. That I am going to hook up. My buddy put it on there when he rebuilt this monitor for me. This was a couple years ago. He actually rebuilt this monitor. And he had put that on there for me. And I'm going to wire it in to a 12 volt source. I'm sorry, to a 120 volt. Which I should be able to just get it right from the marquee light. We can run it this way and tap into the marquee wires. And that's just going to give, because these monitors do run warm. And it's just a little bit added security. Yeah, it's going to make some dirt on the monitor over time, but it's not being run for tons of hours a day, so it's not like it's going to be that big of an issue. I need my drill, which of course is over there. Let me go grab that. Okay, we're going to get the PCB mounted, and then we're going to do the speakers, wire those in. Brown, I believe, is positive, and white is negative. I have to double check. Oh, there's only 2 holes? Thought there'd be 4. Okay. Just stick that right there. Okay. Beautiful. Is this long enough? Nope. That's plugged in. Stick that like that. This will carry over to the other side. So I'm going to need a couple clamps for that. I need screws for the control panel. Or, I'm sorry, for the speakers. Okay, I'm gonna go grab the new speakers, and I wonder if these screws are long enough. Probably not. Those are brand new 6x9s from Arcade Shop, and those magnets are pretty big on them. Okay, let's get these speakers mounted in here. I think I have the right length screws, hopefully. Don't want them to go through the front of the cabinet. But these Arcade Shop 6x9s, that's thick. That's almost, it's probably a good 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's a good 1/2 inch. Plus then you got the thickness. I don't want to put too short of ones in because these are kind of heavy. And if I put a screw in there that's barely long enough, that looks good. You know, I mean, if I put a screw like this, it's never going to work. That ain't ever going to work. So the terminals face each other. And when you wire these speakers, you have to wire them in series. So that's how this cabinet's wired. So let me show you. So when you have your two sets of your two speakers, top is the same way as the bottom. So when you have your two speakers in the cabinet, your terminals are facing each other, okay? So here's how it works. You take, let's say you take your positive. Yep, we're gonna take our negative from this speaker, okay? The orange wire is gonna go on this negative side. It's gonna come across and it's gonna go to the positive on this speaker, okay? And then from the game board, your positive is gonna go to the positive on this terminal and the negative on this terminal. That's how this game is wired. Same with the upper ones. And those were wired wrong before, so I don't know if that was causing one of the issues. I didn't wire that up there. That was already together when I took that, you know, that whole speaker assembly was already there, and those were original speakers. Make sure it's not poking through. No, it's actually behind the speaker grill anyways. Okay, so we have to take our orange. In this case, we're taking our orange to negative on this side because the brown wires are positive. So we want to, obviously it's already in this direction. Why not just hook it up that way? So our orange is going to negative on this speaker. Oh yeah, I got to fix the upper speaker connector. And now I got the monitor in the way. But that's okay. I have to pull out the marquee anyway, so we'll just slide that out up there. So we have that hooked up. Now we need to mount the other speaker. right into the hole. Okay, so now that we have on this speaker, our orange is going to negative. We got to take the orange on this side and take it to positive. And then our white to negative. Okay, lower speakers are now wired. Now, this is not a car stereo, guys. If you messed up and had your negatives and positive backwards, the only thing happens when you put negative and positive backwards on a speaker is meant to go outwards, okay? Push force outwards. If you reverse the polarity and you have negative and positive backwards, the speaker sucks in as it's working. On this type of game, you'll never, ever hear a difference in sound quality. I don't care what anybody says, you're never gonna hear a difference in quality of sound because there's no power there. You know what I mean? If you have 200 watts, this is 200 watts max. If you have 150 watts running to one of these and you have it reversed and it's sucking in rather than blowing out, yeah, I would definitely say you would have sound quality issues. But on this, you're never gonna notice it. I have them wired right, but I'm just saying if they were wired in reverse, it's not gonna make a difference. So, all right, we have the 6x9s installed. Those lower ones are done. Let's jump up, let's put the fan in, and let's jump up and fix the marquee and that speaker terminal up there as well, so that we can get that out of the way. Trying to think what else. Then, I mean, at that point, we're ready to mount the monitor. I guess there's really not that much to do. I guess you see how I cracked that down there? That pissed me off. Let me look at my list here. So we have fix the edge connectors done. Mount the PCBs done. Lower speakers are done. Adjusted the monitor already. So yeah, let's hook up the fan, which I don't have that on my list. And then we'll go to the marquee and get that wrapped up and fix the speaker, fix the marquee light. So we're gonna come in over here and we're gonna tap into the black and white wire going up to the marquee light for the fan. You see where I'm at on the camera. I do forget that sometimes, and then you guys can't see what the hell I'm doing. Exactly, see? Everybody wants me to zoom in, and I try, but it doesn't always work out because then it's out of frame. This does not have a ground wire. And I'm going to use blue as, well, actually, I don't know that. I'm actually going to have to wire this and see which direction the fan is blowing. Because it's normally, if it were white and black, you would just hook it up normal, okay? But now that these are blue and brown wires, reversing the two will take the fan either it's going to blow in or blow out. We want it to blow over the PCB. I guess we could have it blow out, but that probably wouldn't work as well because there's a back door right here. So we want it to blow across the PCB. So we're obviously going to have to check this before we finally hook it up. So this is going to come across here. We'll put another strap there. Come down to here. So white and black. These two guys. As I yank the stupid black wire out. There we go. So I'm going to put blue on black real quick and we're going to test it. Okay, I was correct. Blue goes to black. The reason why I thought that was the way is if you've ever put a ceiling fan in your house, they're always, it'll have a blue wire, and that's for a separate switch. So the blue wire always goes to black. So that was my guess, and I was correct. You could also unbolt the fan and spin it around if you wanted to. I'm going to grab some black shrink tube. Even though these are shrink connectors, I'm going to put it over top. Just kind of blend it in a little bit, make it a little bit nicer looking. These too long. Kind of big, but I think it'll shrink down enough. How did I lose the other one already? That's impressive. All right, there it is. Probably should have grabbed one size smaller, but it happens. Okay. I want to turn it on, check the voltages on that board one more time, make sure that my ground wires are making good contact. Stick that in my ground lug. Yep, 4.9, we're perfect. Okay. Could hook up the this guy again, I believe. All right. Let's see about starting a game real quick. I just want to see if it makes all the proper sounds and stuff. Okay, yep, the white and blue stripe is the select. Come on, crash. I want to hear something. Okay, all the speakers are working. Just gonna let it run for a minute, make sure it doesn't shut off. And then we're gonna get that marquee out, fix that. I don't think it's currently not lit. Oh boy. Okay, everything seems okay. That sounds pretty good volume-wise. Maybe a hair loud. Can always mess with that after. All right, let me turn it off. Actually, let me take that marquee off. We'll leave it on for a minute. I want to see if it's the starter that's messed up in that. I forgot I made that lower marquee bracket. Maybe the bulb's bad. No, it's the starter. It is an FS2. So you can buy these on Amazon. You can get like 10 packs of them pretty cheap. These ones, I believe, light up. There we go. Okay, now slide out the marquee thing. Maybe. There we go. Jesus. Okay, so our brown is positive. These ones don't have labels on the damn speakers. I hate that. So basically, as long as you're opposites, you're fine. But this one's broke. So I need to take this end off and put a new one on. So I'm gonna go grab one of these and then we can put this back in. Oh, wait, I think I might see a plus sign there. Nope. That's what I'm talking about with these games. There's not enough power to really, it doesn't matter. You can buy these on Amazon in a whole kit. These have the ends that you use the crimping tool, just like the originals. You can buy a whole kit of them. You always put your terminal into your tool first. These are kind of wide, so I crimp them twice. So I'll put it in the widest jaw. Then I'll go to the middle one. Then you're good to go. You put it back on. That's it. None the wiser. So now we can slide this back in, put the marquee back in. Then we're onto the control panel. And then we got to mount the monitor. Plug it back in. Of course. turn it on again. Okay, marquee light came on. This is another marquee that was made by Escape Pod. Looks pretty freaking good. No, wait, this may not have been, guys. I lied. This is not an Escape Pod. This is printed on the backside. I don't remember where I got it from. You know, I'm gonna lower that a hair. It's pushed too high. Come on. I think there's a lot of people that don't really like this game. A lot of these games are like asteroids, you know what I mean? I like it. I like the fact that I took two sides of an original Space Duel and turned it back into a Space Duel. Okay, looks beautiful. Mark that off the list. Marquee light fixed. So we gotta mount the monitor, but we gotta figure out the screen bezel first. Then we're going on to the dreaded control panel, which is just going to take a while. It'll take a little bit of time. I thought I had another cardboard bezel down here. Might still be in the shop, actually. I might never have brought it in. But you got to have that to mount it in the right spot. I'm going to run back there and get the glass, and I think it's in the cabinet. Okay, so here's the cardboard. You can see how nasty it is. Most people would probably reuse it because the glass is black. You probably wouldn't notice it, but we're gonna make a new one. So basically this determines how far back the monitor goes. And we'll be able to center it right to left. Probably got to take the monitor back out again so that I can drill holes. So these just fit on these flanges. This gives me the capability of really dialing this thing in where I want it. Excuse me. Oh boy. Whew. It's pretty good there. This nasty ass glass. I mean, this is freaking dirty. This is bad. Make sure it fits. And it does. Man, that looks freaking good. Okay. So, So that's where the monitor is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I wonder if I should shim the front of it up. I'm going to shim the front of this monitor up with a couple washers. That shelf might be a hair off. So shut the game down. I'm going to come in here with my pen. Ooh, that's warm. Where is my drill? I should use my phone. Forgot my stapler. I'm going to walk back outside. Pull this monitor out again. Oh shit. That's one thing I did not plan for, guys. I wired in the fan, not realizing that I need a plug on this. So now, I gotta put a plug in on this real quick. So let me grab a plug and we'll put a plug on that. Hot outside, really hot out. I am going to be sweating my butt off today. Get this going. Okay, blue goes on the left. All right. Beautiful. Well, not beautiful. One keeps popping out. I don't know why. Okay. All right, now the monitor can be taken out. Get that guy out. I had to go grab 4 carriage bolts, some washers, and some nuts, and a drill bit. So I had to go grab a few things. All right, monitor can go back in. Like I said, I'm gonna shim up the front. Carriage bolts. Where did I put the carriage bolts? I don't know where I just put them, but I will find them. Okay. Got my carriage bolts. I have my washers for the front. I'm going to put 2 bolts in the back and leave them loose. Go around to the front, and I'm going to put 3 washers on each side underneath. That's going to give me a little bit of a pitch to it. I think it's going to fit way nicer by doing that. So stacking 3 underneath the monitor on each side. It's not going to be very easy. Oh, this sucks. It's not working as I planned. There we go. It's one side. Almost. Whew, it's a pain in the butt. Now I got a washer for the back, or for all 4 of them underneath. Probably should have grabbed a socket. I'm not going to tighten them all the way yet, in case I need to slide the monitor around a little bit. Should be 7/16. Okay, I'm going to plug this in now before I forget. All right. Let's check the monitor bezel again now. I'm working in very tight quarters right now. Game's literally up my butt. Yep, that actually freaking worked perfect with those washers. That's perfect. So now we're going to remake this bezel, and then we'll be able to clean the screen. There's scratches on the screen, but luckily you don't see them with the black glass on. And it says Tempest right here. But once again, you'll never see it. That's the good thing about vector games, is you can have some screen burn and you don't see it when the game's on. Because it's like the background of a vector monitor is always black, you know what I mean? So it kind of just hides all that. So let's go ahead and recut one of these. I gotta grab a couple tools, probably set up a table. We'll get this done. And let me know, guys. Is anybody interested in any of these? I can make these. I could put them on our website with our shirts and stuff. If you guys are interested, I know I have the template for Space Duel. I have a template for Tempest, Dig Dug, Kangaroo, Centipede. Centipede, I got to see if I can get the blue material. I don't know about the blue material. I would imagine I could. It might not be the exact blue material, but I could get it. So leave a message in this comment if you are in this video, if you guys are interested in me selling these, because I'd be more than happy to make them. They're probably going to be around $50 shipped, if I were to guess. Maybe a hair more, because the material itself is expensive, and the shipping is kind of expensive too. Nowadays, nothing's freaking cheap, but I'll try to keep it as low as possible. I'll have to kind of look up the material cost again. I have to get it from Hobby Lobby is where I get it from. It's nice, thick material. I can also make the silver cover that goes over the PCB for pole position. I can also make the covers that go over the fuses on these power bricks. I can make these as well. You know, colors might not be exact. It would be like a silver color. But yeah, I can make all that stuff. So leave a comment. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in looking at or wanting to buy. I don't mind doing it. But like I said, materials are not cheap. I'm not going to make a ton of labor or money on it profit-wise, but I got to make something if I'm going to be spending the time to do it, obviously, and then driving to ship it and all that good stuff. So let me know about that. I know there was somebody making them on cloth. I do not know if they still make them or not. But let me get set up here, and we'll get this cut out and used. And this is going to be my template now for Space Duel. I can also make a screen bezel for Paperboy as well. I have the cocktail table in the bathroom right now from when we were moving stuff. I think I'm going to put the cocktail table in that room when I finish it, and maybe I'll get a second one. It's kind of nice because it can be used as a table as well, you know what I mean? It'd be kind of nice to have a couple more seating spots. So maybe I will find another. I almost found a $100 pinball cocktail table, and I was going to buy it because it was only $100, but unfortunately I was second in line, and the other guy bought it. I don't know how great those are, but for $100 for another seat and table, why not? I mean, hell, you can't buy a freaking table and 2 stools anymore for $100 to sit on. So to have actual, like a little game you could play for $100, how can you beat it? So I kind of keep my eye out for one. Throw that on the floor, file that away. There we go, perfect. All right, so we're gonna take this apart. And if I do sell these, if you guys are interested, they will have double-sided tape on them. So they will come in 2 halves, and you'll have to put them together. I got to change Space Duel on my YouTube posts. I talk into it sometimes, and it spells duel wrong, or it'll autocorrect and spell D-U-A-L. It's D-U-E-L. I will update all my videos here soon. and put them into playlists like I did earlier with a bunch of the other stuff. I just honestly kind of forgot to do it. So as you can see, you obviously waste a decent amount of material, which sucks. But what are you gonna do? Now, the stuff I'm using is called picture matting. Like I said, it's expensive. I want to say it's like 20 bucks a sheet. And you maybe get 1.5 screen bezels out of a sheet. Okay, there's my first side. By using a pen, you can follow the mark perfectly because the pen leaves a little indent in the material and it makes a perfect line to trace with your knife blade if you're steady with your hands. Obviously, you guys can make these yourself if you have the template to go off of. And these are nice because I buy the little bit more expensive material and I get it with a black center. You can get it with a white center, but you don't want that. You want it to have the black at center. You know what, I could use this, actually, the black I could use for those fuse holders because it's gray on the backside. That would be perfect, and I could use these scraps up to make those. Okay, now that we did that, we gotta cut this line here, which I can use a straight edge on for this. So I think if I do try selling the screen bezels, I will just sell them to order. So if you order one, I'll just make it and ship it out. Maybe I'll make a bunch of fuse holders, covers and stuff like that ahead of time because they're small, easy to store. I don't know if I really want to store a bunch of these because if nobody buys them, then I just have a bunch of them. But I don't know, I figure if I have the templates, why not? Somebody else I need to make one for pole position. He asked me a while ago and I just got super busy and forgot. Okay, now this has to have a bend in it, okay? So we need to mark this on the back side. We're not gonna mark it with a pen, we're just gonna mark it with the straight edge. And we're gonna take the straight edge, we're gonna take the knife and we're just gonna do a light score. Is it the back side or is it the front side? It's the front side. The front side needs a slight score. Then we can just bend these. Like so, right on that score. And we have the first half done. wondering what all the noise is, there's carts being moved around upstairs. We are actually moving all our stuff from Geneva on the Lake to the house. And when I finish the back building, there's going to be an office back there for all the equipment. We had 2 really bad seasons down there, and we're going to call it quits down there and do everything from home. Because we don't want to lose money for a 3rd season, because that's just not smart. To be honest with you, I think it's just going to be easier doing it at home anyways. Yeah, unfortunately, people are not spending money like they were. Inflation has really killed a lot of things. After this, I'm going to get the control panel finished up, and then we are just about done with this game. I'll just do the locks again off camera. I gotta buy more locks. Yeah, the store did really well for years. Made a lot of money. And then, like I said, kind of just went down the crapper. It'll pick back up again in the future, but just takes time. Okay, so I could probably get half of another one out of that, but I can get a bunch of fuse holders out of this, or fuse holder covers. Save all that. Okay, this one has a real small flange at the bottom. The bottom one, which way is, yeah, it goes this way. Okay. So we need to cut on the back side. find some double-sided tape. I got some real thin stuff somewhere. Okay, I got a piece here. This stuff is real thin. And the screen bezels will come with this on it. So all you gotta do is peel off the other side of the tape. Okay, now put it together, and then we just got to kind of shape it a little bit, you know. But it's easier to shape in the cabinet. Now this stuff I use a hair thicker than the original, which holds its shape better, to be honest with you. Did I put the tape on the wrong side? I put the tape on the wrong side, guys. Ay, ay, ay. I put the tape on the wrong side. Well, that's all right. Just gotta go get some more tape. Oh, you know what? I never put a slit in these corners, so I guess I'm not done yet. Well, tape on the back side won't hurt. It's all right. It happens. Okay, you gotta line up your corners. Just like that. They overlap. Yes, it looks strange, like how the hell is that gonna fit together? These will be the two pieces that you'll have to put together yourself. Then these flanges bend out. Now this is ready to go in the game and get stapled in. So let's go do that. That mistake might have been a good idea. It kind of bridges that inside corner. I might actually do that on all those. That actually really stiffens up those corners. Sometimes a mistake works out for the better. My basement is slowly getting back together, guys. We're slowly getting these beams finished. Thank God. Okay, now you'll have to bend these. They'll come flat. Just like that. Stapler. Turn the game on. I want to see the screen. It's a good thing to turn the game on because you can adjust this a little bit before you staple it. You know what I find weird? Almost on these last two vector games I've done, the yolks seem to be twisted a little bit on the frickin' tube. Looks like that on here too. Staple didn't hold. Yeah, it just seems like it's tilted to me, like it's that. Wonder if it's loose. Seems tight. Leave it as is. Won't notice it during gameplay. Let me grab some Windex and scrub the shit out of this thing. Mechanical device permit, 1984, 1985, Hampton Township, wherever Hampton Township is. We don't want that on there. As cool as it is, it's all nasty. And I might put the outside of the glass on the inside. That also helps with scratches. If there's big scratches in it, you don't notice it as much. I somehow splattered something all over these cabinets. I don't know what I did. It comes off. I just don't know what the hell I did. Somebody could have dropped something the last time people were over and maybe something splattered up on there. Not sure. Cigarette smoke? More than likely. All right. Look at that, guys. Does that not look badass? You know what I do need? A piece of foam in there. This is sticking away a little bit too far. And that is because my wood's coming out too far right here. But I can't really do anything about it. I made all those pieces. We'll just fill it in with a piece of foam. Not a big deal. But that looks awesome. So now I'm going to go ahead and put on high speed, and we're going to knock out the wiring for the buttons. And then we got to put the instructions on the back door. And at that point, we're done. I think we'll have a fully working space duel. So let me grab my, and turn the game off. Grab my pad of paper. Player one is over here. And, oh, these have spade connectors. They don't have solder. So maybe I'll just use the spade connectors because they're already on there. So we need to desolder all this old stuff then, so that those spade connectors will slide on. I didn't realize that. I didn't pay attention earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this warmed up and get going on it. Ugh, as I can fit through here. It's so freaking tight. So I might as well just take off all these now. All these came from different games, these leaf switches and stuff. These, make sure you save all this stuff. Need somewhere to put it. Probably should have bought all new leaf switches. I'll file them all, clean them up. I don't know if I should just solder these on. I might just solder these, cut these ends off. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get the solder completely off these things proper. I'm just going to solder them on. The one button I did not change the connectors yet. I don't know if these, if they're going to work or not, to be honest with you. They light up. Yeah, they're both blinking. Sweet. Because before they weren't blinking, one of them. And I had to change one of the two switches out because one of them, somebody had busted off the two legs for the light bulb. But this could still be used in one of the other games that they don't light up on. So those are flashing, so that's a good sign. Knocked over my... Can't see it on camera, I'm sure. But let's see if this actually, if these buttons work. So select game. Let's do a 2-player. Hit start. I was wondering about start. Something was telling me I didn't wire that correctly. Because that other one was wired really strangely. But it was a different brand switch too. And I still got to clean all these buttons. So I should probably do that first. And adjust some of them. So I'm going to have to do that as well. But I got to figure out how to get this player one start to work. I wonder if the purple and blue wire are backwards. Okay, they're still flashing. Gotta be careful here. Damn it. They're not flashing now. I know if I touch the blue to black, it should start the game. Maybe. That's loud. I think I had it wired right. I wonder if the switch is broken. Picture looks good. Looks real good. Let me figure this out for a minute. Okay, I had one of the terminals in the wrong spot. I had this purple one up one and it needed to go down one. So now I'm going to take this cheap dollar store file, sandpaper on both sides. We're just going to kind of go in here, lightly sand them. See all the corrosion? I wonder if this has a tracked mode. I'll have to get in the settings and look. Now, like this one is really far apart from each other, so I'm going to kind of bend it a little bit. Now it's closer. Okay. Buttons are blinking. Put it on 2-player and test the buttons all out. So I'm going to game select. Let's go over to thrust, fire, rotate, rotate. Yep. Shield is intermittent. That's probably just too big a gap. Okay. Okay, so player 2 seems to be working completely. Okay, player 1. Let's see here. Fire, thrust. Fire's a little finicky. The right spinner was a little finicky, but that seems to have so everything's working. Game over. Let's see if the buttons, yep, the buttons start flashing. Beautiful. So now I want to get into settings. I wonder if there's a free play, or not a free play, a way to, an attract mode, I should say. Push start and select for self-test. I don't want to do that. So what do I do? That all works. How do I advance to the next level? Okay. Now how do we go down? System setting, maybe? Audio volume 100%. I don't need any of that. So back. It might just stay idle on that screen. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to do that. Okay. Let me latch this control panel. Let me turn this off for a second. Okay, since the control panel sticks out a little bit, I have this piece of metal in the back storage room, which I got to cut. Apparently it's a little too long, but I think I'm going to stick it behind the glass. And that'll hold that out. And I might make it fit a little flusher. Might be a little strange, but hey, nobody's ever gonna freaking know it's there. Never gonna see it. So if I just set it in here, just like that. Brings the glass just about flush with that wood. Look at that. Problem solved. These latches are a pain in the butt. So that little angle bracket brought that just about perfectly flush with the glass. It still needs a piece of foam in there. Originally it had a piece of foam. So now I can put on this instruction card on the back door, which is this back door. With the chip in it. I chipped it. We're done with this project, guys. I just have to, I'm gonna turn the lights off so you can see it, and I just have to put the locks on, and this guy is done. Look at the inside and everything. It's really, really nice, really clean. Everything's like the Space Duel should be. Good thing was is that the original sides had all the markings of where the wiring harness went, so that worked out. I do have to mount that slam switch, but that's it. I mean, it looks good. Turn the lights off and see what it looks like. Kind of hard to see, but it is done. We can play a quick game. I'm not going to be any good at it, I know that. But we'll just do a quick one-player game, and then I'm going to end this video. It's a fairly long video. I do not know how long it is, but so we will hit select. It automatically goes to one player. We're going to hit press start. I gotta remember what buttons do what. Ran right into that guy. That's like one of the biggest things. Like on asteroids and stuff, you gotta get used to where your buttons are. And that's just something that you get used to as you play. My thumb is I'm gonna use for thrust, or I'm sorry, for my shield. Thrust, I'm gonna use my index finger. Rotate is gonna be my first and second finger on my left hand. And it's just going to take practice. It's just something that you got to get used to. Come on, you little bastard. Oops. Wasn't paying attention. The fire button's a little finicky, I think. And that's just to do with my leaf switch. Need a little bit more filing, probably. No. Game over. All right, let me turn the lights back on. All right, guys, that wraps up Space Duel. One more project done. Remember, we never touched anything up on the side art other than the perimeter of the cabinet. This is how it looked originally. It's freaking in really good shape. So, I mean, between this and the original Tempest cabinet, I mean, they're pretty nice survivors, really. Obviously, this has a bunch of new wood on it, but you know what I'm saying. So these two projects are done. So what I have left down here project-wise is Arabian, Space Encounters, Space Firebird, and we need to repaint the Tato cabinet so we can use that for Alpine Ski. So there's 4 more projects left down here that I need to get done in the next month as my goal, because I want to do a Halloween party. So that gives me a couple weeks to work on that back room and finish that. I mean, it doesn't have to be completely finished, but I'd like to just get it knocked out, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I got to clean up my mess now from this. But yeah, once again, guys, let me know. Are you interested in some of these, you know, screen bezels and all that other stuff? Let me know. I talked about it earlier in the video. My one marquee light's not coming on. Piece of junk. But yeah, I got to get these mirrors over to my son's house still. I'm going to try to get those 2 off and take all 4 of those to him. And he's taking the tanning bed, so we got to get that out of here. Then I got to rip down a couple walls, rip this floor out. Well, actually, I'll do the walls and stuff first and then rip this floor out, because this floor is glued down and the concrete will be sticky. But yeah, it's not far from me starting to get this going. Now I'm going to do all the walls and the ceiling in here before I cut my door opening, so that I can keep all my dust contained back here rather than completely dusting out all the games in there, which they need to be cleaned anyways, but it would be nice to not have an extra amount of dust. So what I was thinking real quick is I might just put like a cocktail table here and maybe one on this side of the pole. But we'll see what happens. You never know. I don't dislike cocktail tables. I dislike the space that they take. Does that make sense? They just take up so much freaking room that it's just a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much what needs to be finished. And then I want to get these couple pinballs in there, and then I want to start working on pinball pool. I have to fix laser ball. One of the pop bumpers is not working, but I can do that obviously once it's set up. And I'm not going to do any final cleaning on the pinball or anything like that until it's finally set up. And I want to change these flipper coils and see if I can get them to be more powerful, because they're definitely not very powerful at all. So I have to look up the number of them and see if I can't get something a little bit more powerful. So thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Other than that, guys, another project down. Kicked my butt yesterday, but you know what? I didn't give up. And in the end, it worked out. And that's just something that you guys got to do. Just keep on it. You'll figure it out one way or another. But yeah, I'm going to get a little piece of foam in there, and that glass is going to sit nice. So, all right, guys. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.